Thank you for joining us tonight for IndigiSpace's Indigenous Entrepreneur Program. Now, tonight we're going to be showcasing what we've been doing over the last year, the last 12 months of our programs. And we're also going to be showcasing some of the great businesses that have been involved in our recent virtual program. So we're lucky enough to have them on tonight, and they're going to talk a little bit about their business, as well as we'll see a little a video that we've put together. So over the last 12 months, we've been running various different entrepreneur programs to support the Indigenous business community. We've been lucky enough to have a great range of businesses in our program from at all different levels and in all different industries. And you'll see some of those talking tonight. We will start off by doing an acknowledgement, and acknowledging and paying respect to the traditional owners. And tonight I'm going to pay respect to the traditional owners of the land that I am on tonight, the Kaurna land of the Adelaide Plains here in South Australia, and also acknowledge the land of the different places that you are all coming from tonight, as well as acknowledging all of the elders of those lands and across Australia, the elders past, present, and future, and emerging leaders like we have in our program, and thanking them for allowing us to be able to do what we do, to be here tonight. I have an acknowledgement tonight from the City of Sydney.
Hello, my name is Councillor Jess Miller from the City of Sydney. I'm coming to you today from the land of the Bundjalung and would like to acknowledge elders both past and present. We're incredibly proud to be able to support IndigiSpace on the Indigenous Business Development Accelerator Program. It's so critically important that our Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander community within the City of Sydney not only have social and cultural resilience, but also economic resilience. One of the key things that we do at the city is we look for ways to be able to support local businesses and Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander businesses through our procurement program. So it's really, really important that there's constantly a pipeline of talented people and ideas that are working toward fully fledged businesses that we can support. The next few days, hours, months, years are probably going to be quite tough at times, but you have all of our best wishes, our full support, and if there's anything that we can do to help you out throughout your journey, please let us know. All the best.
Thank you very much, Jess. Now, we've been lucky enough to have some really great supporters and sponsors of our program. Obviously, the City of Sydney have been very supportive from the very start with our programs. We have had a lot of support, just running our programs through David Beaumont at City of Sydney, as well as the business support team. And off the back of that, we were successful over 12 months ago in getting a knowledge exchange grant through City of Sydney. And that support has been valuable for us to continue running our programs. City of Sydney have a big commitment to supporting Indigenous businesses and Indigenous business community, the community in general. But we've been lucky enough to not only have some great businesses from the City of Sydney area, but across New South Wales, and with our virtual program, also across Australia as well, reaching out to a few other states at the same time. We've also had a great support through Roger Allen at Indigenous Capital Limited. His support and extra funds to help manage the program has been really supportive for us to be able to achieve the different programs and workshops, and running a second program recently, as well as from our great partner Investable. I cannot thank them enough for their support. They are continuously helping us to develop and run our program. We have the invaluable tool of using the IP that they've developed and used with many entrepreneurs that we continue to use, and support of the team at Investival, in particular Elisa Marie Dumas, has been invaluable for all of the participants and businesses that we work with. We've also had a lot of support during the program we ran a couple of events through the National Centre for Indigenous Excellence. We also had our boot camp through Zero last year. We've had a lot of support through Fishburners co-working space in Sydney, as well as Murrah Office Supplies, Mitchell Ross, Fingerprint for Success with Michelle Duval, Tom Dawkins at Start Some Good, Hannah Miller at CIFA, Rebecca Harcourt at UNSW, Kelly Slessor at Shop U, Gary Harris, who's joining us tonight at Many Rivers, Craig North at Indigenous Impact, Jamie Andre at Bake Agency, and we had a great workshop with Nikki Lueng from Digital Storytellers, which I know all of the participants got a lot out of. So talking about participants, we've had over 80 participants apply for our programs, and over 40 that have participated in the various programs that we've run over the last year. So what I might do, I'm going to show you a little snapshot of some of the participants that have been involved in our program. Wow, a lot of businesses there, a lot of people at different stages of their business and doing some great things. And I feel very privileged to be a part of each and everyone's journey in different ways. And and that's just the reward that I get for being part of these programs, that I'm able to help all of these businesses and help them on the journey that they're going on. And that's what our program is all about, helping them to develop not just their businesses, but personally and on the journey that they're going through life, and supporting them on that journey to helping them to grow and achieve something sustainable and worthwhile along the way. So with that, I cannot do this by myself. I have a partner in crime, Brendan Bishop from Indigenous business builders all the way up in Queensland, who has been great at helping me out with the program, at running a lot of the workshops, and his support for the program has been invaluable. And I would like to hand it over to Brendan to introduce himself, and when he's done that, he will also then do some interviews with some of our businesses from our recent program. So over to you, Brendan.
Thanks, Greg. Thank you very much for allowing me to be involved in this program over the last 12 months. Mate, it has been an absolute delight. We've had some times where we can meet face to face, and then apparently something happened around the world and suddenly we're all virtual, mate. But it's a credit to yourselves and the guys and the partners that have been involved in this that can actually make it happen. And you know, a pandemic's come into place and still, mate, you're kicking goals and kicking along. So thank you very much for allowing me to be involved in the program. What I do love about these types of programs is getting involved with businesses. I love business, and I believe Indigenous business is truly the way out for our people. You know, we learn some stuff together, we share stories, we share our knowledge. We've all got that end goal of business in mind. The biggest thing I learned from these businesses is, you know, their resilience and what they're going through, and they teach me so much that I can do in my business and my personal life as well. We've all made a wonderful connection now, you know, with all the people that we've worked with. So that, you know, the next component of is that continuation of the Indigenous Business Network. And Greg facilitates that very, very well. And, you know, there's a lot of businesses that have come through this program and others that are still in contact today. So thank you very much. Look, we've worked with some really, really great businesses over the last 12 months, and especially in the last 12 weeks, we've delivered this virtual program. So, you know, we're very lucky enough tonight to be able to see what these businesses are and where they're going. So we've got 6 that we're going to go through. We'll have a look at their video presentation. Then I'll have a bit of a chat with them afterwards as to where to from here and how we can best support them as supporters of Indigenous business. So our first Indigenous business, we're going to have a look at the video for Jenny Jenny Khan, and the business is The Unexpected Guest.
Hi everybody, my name is Jenny Khan and I am the proud owner of The Unexpected Guest. I am also First Nations from Whalan Country in Central West New South Wales, born and grew up on country for most of my life. I've had the privilege of living on Dharawal country and working on Darug and Gadigal country throughout my adult life. What we do at The Unexpected Guest is that we make certified organic mueslis and prebiotic health bars that have been infused with Indigenous ingredients of lemon myrtle, honey and wattle seed. All our products are Australian made in New South Wales, and we are quite proud of the fact that we adhere to having no refined sugars in our products, no bad and nasty ingredients. All our ingredients are good for you. Part of being Australian certified organic means that we have to have our supply chain throughout being Australian certified organic. Therefore, all our ingredients are certified organic, and we purchase most of those through Australian businesses. Our production facility has to be certified organic. The packers who then pack has to be certified organic, and we also, as a warehouse distributor, has to be certified organic. So therefore, certified organic comes with a lot of auditing and tracing, and it's really important to have those systems in place. Another part of our business in terms of the prebiotic health bars is that we actually source our ingredients from various communities across Australia. In particular, the lemon myrtle comes from an Australian certified organic farm in the north coast of New South Wales, and our wattle seed comes from an Aboriginal business in Alice Springs, which also collects that from a remote community who will have that product.
Now, this lady is well and truly a wonderful entrepreneur. The first time I met her, she had a health bar in hand ready to give me. So that's what we want to see, a bit of product placement. Jenny, you've got a wonderful business there. As you all can see, you've got some really good traction over the last 12 months since you've been within the program. From your point of view, what's the biggest thing that you've learnt from the program?
I suppose it's really thinking seriously about what I should be focusing on. Where I should be putting my whole attention at various stages, because sometimes you can get so lost with where you want to be. You want to be in every avenue possible. Who's going to, of course, want to eat my products, but that's not always feasible. So it's really trying to focus on what I really want to achieve in my business. And the program has really helped us, for me anyhow, connect all the practical stuff that I know and put it into some sort of framework that can work for us, basically, yeah. So, and also identify the markets that we're currently in and where we want to be placed in the future.
Excellent. And look, you've been in business for quite a while now and having some good successes. What advice would you give to another Indigenous entrepreneur wanting to start on their business journey?
I think do this sort of program first. If I had this information when I first bought the business 4 or 5 years ago, I may be in a better position about where my headspace should be, what it should be focusing on, and what I could actually save money in doing. So I would suggest people to get this practical course in place first. I'm not saying that because you guys are sitting here in front of me, but I have told other young people who are looking to start business that, first go and get the knowledge, first focus on why you really want to be in it, and think about where you want to be in going forward. Yeah. So that's where I would suggest the people do this
Excellent.
First.
Yes, it is. It's very, very useful to get that knowledge up front.
Well,
I think a lot of us, I think a lot of us wish we'd done a program when we first started business.
Yeah, totally.
Excellent. And going forward from here, Jenny, we've got a lot of people online and people that will be watching this later on. But how can people, support and engage with your business from here?
Well, I'm always open to talk to anybody and everybody. What I would hope to do is, and I have started that process myself, and that is to be connected to supermarkets like Harris Farms and Drake supermarkets in South Australia and Queensland. They have like over 60 stores across those 2 states. And also like serious tier 1 suppliers to government would be fantastic. And yeah, I'm always available online, email, phone, anytime. Business never closes.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Jenny. It's been a pleasure working with you. We wish you the best of luck in the future. I'm sure you're going to smash it, and we all give you a virtual round of applause tonight. So well done. Awesome. Thanks very much, Jenny.
Thanks so much, guys.
Our next business that we're going to profile is Julie. Now, this is a wonderful lady. You just feel so warm and welcome and loved every time you speak to her. And I've got to say, her wealth of knowledge, I have learnt so much from her over the last 12 weeks that we've been in this program together. So we're going to have a look at Julie's business, Cultural Dreaming.
I believe the core problem is the lack of understanding between Aboriginal and non-Aboriginal people. I also believe that this lack of understanding is the main cause of racial tensions between these two groups. I'm Julie from Cultural Dreaming, and I'm a proud Wurrunga Aboriginal woman, and my country is the west coast of South Australia. I was born and have lived all my life in Adelaide, and I'm very grateful to some very proud, strong Nudgingeri, Ghana and Narungga Aboriginal women who have taken me into their families and taught me much. I recently retired from 30 years in education and have a passion for sharing these stories that have been told to me. Our vision is to create the most respected cultural experience that creates sustainable attitude change. I use interactive cultural awareness workshops and art projects to set a relaxing and safe environment for learning. These workshops focus on learning for staff in the different organisations and provide tools for a better way of connecting and understanding Aboriginal community and culture. I have had Aboriginal people walking away from workshops saying, I must go home and talk to Pop about the stories and start listening to him. Or, I need to return to country, it is important. I've also had non-Aboriginal people walk away with greater understandings and saying, why wasn't this stuff told in our history classes? I never knew this stuff before. At Cultural Dreaming, we value all cultures and we help people understand and connect to a part of Australian history which has been forgotten.
Wonderful to see you again. Look, you've got a wonderful business, and the biggest thing I love about it is you bring so much uniqueness in your, your cultural values and your knowledge in that area. We've learned a lot from you during this program, but from your side of things, what's the biggest component that you've taken from doing the IndigiSpace program?
After watching that video, I think the biggest thing I need to do is learn to smile a bit more. The program has helped me focus my thoughts and then to be able to get those thoughts out in a clear and organised way. And the simple tools, simple but effective tools that you guys have put forward has helped me develop a clear business plan that can be reviewed and changed along the way. This, I think, has given me a lot of confidence in how to move forward. As much as I know the content of my workshops, the business side of things is not something that I knew a lot about.
Excellent, that's great. And Julie, what's the next step for your business? Where to from here?
Well, I'm looking for businesses, community organisations, local councils and schools who wish to engage with me to run workshops, particularly cultural awareness and connectivity workshops for staff, or community and school art projects, or organisations art and mural bonding workshops. I'm also looking currently exploring how these could be developed further online. Although I'm a very much one-to-one or face-to-face person, I'm still going to look into it, whether it can be done online. But also I'd like to take the time here, if it's okay, to thank thank IndigiSpace and to you and Greg for your support. I have enjoyed being part of this group of talented people and wish everyone the best in the future.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Julie. It's been an absolute pleasure working with you, and you have a great business there. And I remember the first Zoom session you came on, and now you're talking about running content online. So you've actually you've done very, very well. So it's been a pleasure working with you. So yeah, definitely a virtual round of applause for you, and best of luck in the future. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next Indigenous entrepreneur that we're going to have a look at and have a chat with is Sally from Sal's Aboriginal Art. This lady is impeccable in the stuff that she can do and has done in such a young age. She puts a lot of us to shame. So I'll hand it over to Greg to have a look at the video, and we'll have a chat soon. Thank you.
It's Sally Gamble here from Sal's Aboriginal Art. I am a Nunda, Naja, Wadri, Banama, Wonga, Balladong, Binjaruk woman from basically all of WA, but I was very fortunate and lucky enough to grow up on Nalgama, Yinibari, in Namal country in the Pilbara, the northwest, and I call Headland, Karratha, Roburn home. I live in Perth now. I moved here about 7 years ago, and I realised that when I moved home, there were a lot of children that weren't as fortunate as me to grow up on country with my family and get to that really strong cultural identity. So I created this business because I saw this gap and I wanted to help kids connect with, their culture and our old people. I realised that when I moved home, there were a lot of children that or weren't as fortunate as me to grow up on country with my family and get to that really strong cultural identity. My art and crafts is about creating culturally safe resources via contemporary art forms so that children and young people can use them in everyday life, as do a lot of educators and community members that buy my art or help me facilitate art. I like to empower children and young people so that they can express their most inner thoughts and feelings in a culturally secure way of working through dance, art, connection to country and healing programs, sales, Aboriginal art.
I said it before, but when I first met you, I was absolutely in awe of you, of what you've achieved in such a short time frame. Your connection to your culture and the knowledge that you've got is absolutely amazing, and I'm sure it's going to keep you in good stead in business. From the program's point of view, what did you take out from going through the IndigiSpace program, Sally?
Probably that, kind of like what Auntie Jenny said before about, I wish I'd done this before I jumped into the business side, because it kind of set me on a path or a way I need to go, versus where I was kind of stuck, if that made sense, and I wanted to get to the next stage and progressing my business, but I didn't necessarily know how or was aware of the tools. Like, I have the cultural tools and knowledge, but the business stuff I really struggle with. So this gave me a lot of what I need to do. It also helped me, like I'm probably very guilty of it, but I don't really charge what I should. Greg made that obvious. And doing our data spreadsheet, I was kind of like, oh my God. So it helped me define a pathway, like a different journey to go down. And I probably also acknowledged that I need to balance it a bit better with my work. So I need to probably step down a bit at work and focus more on the business so I can actually make it flourish. So that's probably what I got from it. And I got to meet everyone, and you're all my family now, even though you're all different, spread out. I claim you all.
Yeah, it's a good part of it. Look, Sally, you're obviously very busy, and I don't know how you actually find the time to do all of the stuff that you do, especially in the community. But what's next for you? What's next for the business? Where do you want to go?
Well, so I actually don't want to jinx it, but I'm pretty sure I'm pregnant. So I'm going to be forced to step down at work, which means I can be at home more to focus on the business, and do more of those art workshops with kids in a more, I guess, non-stressed work environment, but more in a relaxed community setting out on country and stuff. So I have a lot of plans, and things are kind of lining up for that to happen.
Excellent. Well, that's wonderful news on both fronts. So congratulations. And with everybody online and those that are going to be watching it later, how can people here support your business and engage with your business?
So for me, it's mostly all online. I'm young, so I'm a millennial. I love online stuff. So it's mostly my website. Facebook is probably the biggest one, and Instagram, because that's where I have the most followers and I get the most buy-in. But for example, my Titter dolls, they go around the world. And so does my artwork as well, even though I'm based in WA. So it's just a matter of contacting me through those forms and us figuring out together where we go.
Excellent, Sally. Well, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure working with you on the program. You're an absolute inspiration, and I'm sure you're going to go very well in business. A big virtual round of applause from us here, and best of luck for the future.
Thank you.
Our next Indigenous business that we're going to profile is Chad from the Dave Sands Foundation. If anybody could write a definition of passion, you would definitely see a picture of this bloke, Chad. He's got passion like you couldn't believe, and it's absolutely set him up well for his progression into business.
Hi, I'm Chad Ritchie. I'm a proud Dunghutti man from Kempsey, New South Wales. My previous role was Director of Aboriginal Services at Father Chris Riley Youth Office Streets, setting up remote outreaches, working with Aboriginal youth and creating youth programs throughout New South Wales and Queensland, and helping disadvantaged Aboriginal young people to do better in life. Dave Sands was a famous Aboriginal boxer from the 1940s and 50s, an Australian sportsman that was loved worldwide. He won many titles and was #1 contender for Sugar Ray Robinson's world title at the time of his death. Unfortunately, his life was taken at the age of 26 in a motor vehicle accident. He used to do a lot of charity work and raising money to help youth and families that were in need. This foundation has been set up to work off the back of Dave Sands and keep his memory alive and help change the way that we connect Aboriginal young people and work with them to succeed in the future. We'll draw on the courage and strength that Dave Sands showed in anything that he did. The reason this resonates with the youth is because it doesn't matter where you're from, it's about where you're going. We're working on achievement-based programs that get Aboriginal youth more actively involved and working towards establishing their goals. Our programs include challenging achievement awards that Aboriginal youth will complete around activities in their communities, based around voluntary work within the community, connecting with the community, sporting-based projects, and around connection to culture. The aim of our foundation is to give Aboriginal youth a fighting chance.
Mate, that's a great presentation. I love the meaning and message that comes across from this. Mate, the biggest thing I learned from you in this program is your passion and how to use that in your everyday life and also into business. So you've really inspired me on that side of things. From your side, mate, what have you learned and what have you taken from the IndigiSpace program?
I think one of the biggest things has been around knowing the market, seeing where you can adapt your business to actually fit the niche market, and because there's so many businesses out there that you're competing against to make a change. And I think one of the biggest things I learnt was about adapting what I was going to put forward, first off with going and setting up outreaches, but looking at achievement-based goals and that for to actually get myself in the market. And I think that was one of the biggest things that I really took from this, and the support from yourself and Greg and everyone else, it really helped me get through the program.
Excellent. Mate, you've got a good, sort of vision and mission there for the business and where do you want to take it, but where do you see yourself in and the organisation and the foundation in 5 years?
I'd like to be able to, start slowly, but actually build it up and get some partners, because you don't achieve goals alone. And I think it's great to have partnerships because we're all working towards making a better future, especially for our youth.
Excellent, mate. Yeah, definitely. And mate, with all the people we've got online tonight, how can we support you and how can we engage with the foundation in the future?
I think I don't have anything set up social media yet as we speak. I do have a Dave Sands Facebook page, but obviously Greg will share my details and that, and I'm happy to link up with anyone that has any ideas or would like to help support and come on the journey, because I think once it gets up and running properly, I think it'll really make a difference in communities, and especially with the work that I've done over the years, setting up regional and remote outreaches, helping our Aboriginal youth. I think I have all the experience to be able to, kick goals.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Chad, brother. Keep up that passion. These Indigenous kids out there have got a wonderful role model in you, and I'm sure they're going to get a lot out of the foundation over the years. So, mate, it's been an absolute pleasure working with you. We wish you the best of luck, and no doubt, mate, we will all be working with you along on your business journey. So, well done.
Thanks.
our next Indigenous entrepreneur is Michael from IO Things. This bloke would have to be one of the clueiest IT guys out there. I'll confess I'm a bit of an IT nerd myself, and I actually, we did this virtual program with Michael and had the pleasure of catching up with him for a quick face-to-face chat. And this guy's knowledge of his industry is amazing. So we're going to have a look at Michael's business, IO Things.
Michael here, proud Nunda man from the Yamaji Nation. I am the CEO and founder of IO Things. How often have you met with IT people and come away not understanding a word that they've said? At IO Things, we make the Internet of Things simple for our customers. As the world's only dedicated IoT aggregator that brings together solutions, products and services all under one roof. The complex nature of technology and the need to evolve their businesses has created confusion amongst our customers. With a constant barrage of information on 5G, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence and machine learning, amongst other buzzwords, are hitting them daily. We at IO Things are helping guide our customers through this noise and confusion, using our turnkey solutions that can be adapted for specific requirements at each of our customers. In our solutions, we've integrated our customers' desires to understand this complex technology world and allow them to focus on driving outcomes, securing their market positions and delivering revenues, as well as allowing us to involve them in our Indigenous skills programs. Reach out to us to see how we can help you and your businesses to not only remain relevant in these times, but also to thrive in this new world.
Welcome, Michael. Mate, Internet of Things, it's pretty much the fourth industrial revolution. Lots of opportunity out there. Do you want to talk quickly about what opportunities that the future holds for the actual industry itself?
Yeah, so currently at the moment, the market just in the Asia Pacific region sits at about $200 billion US. Within the next 7 years, that's going to grow to 1.7 billion. And what that is connecting items like mundane things like street lights and smart bins and parking sensors to identify where things are, how things are being collected, and to really drive, I guess, preventative maintenance and services, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So, definitely a wealth of opportunity for the industry there, and you're right at the forefront of it. Mate, one of the things that struck me is how easily you can explain the industry, and you mentioned in your video about explaining the process in appropriate terms to your customers. I think you do that really well, which is of great benefit. Being a part of the program with IndigiSpace, mate, what have you taken from the program that you can utilise within your business?
I've actually taken a fair bit. Actually, I'm very blessed to have met yourself and Greg on this journey. It's helped me frame what I'm trying to do as a business more around and understand where that's going as a company. Where do we want to go for investment? Where do we want to go within 7 years? And actually had that framework in mind instead of just looking at today or tomorrow, but actually planning it out for that whole period of time. So yeah, it's been really good understanding that.
Excellent, mate. And from the couple of chats we've had, you've got a really vested interest in sort of Indigenous communities and utilising your business to help, in a variety of employment and training and other opportunities like that. Do you want to have a quick chat about what you're doing or what you're interested in doing in that area as well?
Yeah, so we're trying to spend we get a lot of rebates and services from our vendors, and rather than take them into our business, we're looking to actually use them moving forward to fund Indigenous programs, right? So from training and cybersecurity training, if we look at things like cybersecurity or IoT or software development, these are some of the biggest skill shortages that we have in the world today. So if you look at 27% of all cybersecurity jobs are filled. So it means that 73% of cyber jobs across the globe have no employees to fill them. And I think that if we can give those skill sets and skills capabilities to Indigenous communities, what that means is around IoT and connections of things, people don't have to leave their communities to get connection, get services. So we can now actually give them jobs in those communities. You and I spoke at length about this, of having some highly skilled staff but no jobs. right? So what we can do with the connection of things is actually give them the ability to remain with their culture and their country, but also compete on a global scale.
Absolutely, mate. Some wonderful visions there, and you know, I'm sure it will come to fruition with your expertise and hard work. Mate, from here, how can everybody online and those watching later on, how can we support you and engage with your business?
Yeah, so we're all online. We're happy to reach out and offer any assistance that we can as well. So if you just go to our website, you can probably get in contact with us all and see. I'm trying to understand whether or not you'll be able to understand some of the content, but it is up there for everybody to read. And yeah, feel free to reach out by email or phone, and I'm happy to help it wherever I can as well.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Michael. A big virtual round of applause. It's been a pleasure working with you. And, mate, best of luck in the future. I'm sure you're going to go and smash it out in the IoT world. So well done. That wraps us up from our Indigenous entrepreneurs tonight. As you can see, guys, there's a wonderful mix of businesses that we have been working with, and definitely some massive passion and wealth of knowledge that these businesses bring out into the wide world now. From my side of things, Greg, it's been an absolute pleasure working with all these businesses. I've loved every minute of it, and most importantly, I've learnt a lot of stuff as well. So I appreciate that, and I'm looking forward to working with these Indigenous businesses and seeing them kicking some absolute goals out in the business world, mate. So well done, everybody. And Greg, I'll hand back over to you, mate.
Thank you very much, Brendan, and thank you for the insights into those great businesses. So what are the next steps? Well, we will continue to support these businesses. Just because the program is finished doesn't mean our support is finished. We will continue to support these businesses and look at what are the next steps. How can we continue to support them and continue their journey on with the different support? But we're also looking for support from other people and support for you to purchase their products, for you to offer mentoring or connections or whatever it is you think you might be able to offer to either strengthen our program or to strengthen what you've heard tonight from the different businesses. So in doing my thank yous, I want to thank you for coming on tonight. Thank the businesses for coming on tonight. Thank you for your support, for your patience, for everything in the program. We will definitely be catching up and chatting more, but thank you for being a part of the program. Thank you, Brendan, for your support throughout the program. And also thank you, Elisa Marie, for your support in getting these programs started and being involved all the way through, as well as anyone else that supported the program. But most importantly, you people that have come on tonight to see what we've showcased tonight, as well as others, because I know there's many others that have expressed that they would have liked to be on tonight. This is being recorded and it will be shared around to other people. And we want to showcase what we're doing in these great businesses. And that's what we're going to continue to do. So thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart for tonight, for everything. And watch this space, because there will be more programs happening and there will be more opportunities that we will be doing to create for the Aboriginal business space. So that concludes tonight. Thank you for coming on and enjoy the rest of your evening. And yes, clapping to everyone for being on tonight. Thank you for your support.